In the shadowed heart of Vatican City, a sovereign state nestled in Rome and the symbolic center of Catholicism, lies a realm steeped in centuries-old mysteries and controversies. This ancient city-state, the world's smallest, serves as the headquarters of the Catholic Church, wielding global influence over 1 billion believers. Yet, beneath its gilded history, whispers of scandal and secrecy persist. Some of these secrets, however, are not relics of antiquity. They echo through the corridors of modernity, fueling rumors that the Vatican Bank maintains ties with organized crime, specifically the Mafia. Allegations suggest links to clandestine escapes of Nazi officials, aided by Vatican intermediaries, following World War II. Documents reportedly exist that shed light on such shadowy alliances, leaving many to question the full extent of the Vatican's entanglements during one of history's darkest chapters. Then there's the Vatican's curious venture into astronomy. With its own telescope peering into the cosmos, some theorists propose that this scientific endeavor holds a far more speculative purpose: to make contact with extraterrestrial life. Could it be that the Church anticipates a cosmic return of Jesus Christ? Such theories invite more questions than answers and spark calls for transparency from within the Vatican's guarded walls. The Catholic Church's foundations trace back to the 4th century AD, when Constantine erected the first basilica over what is believed to be the tomb of St. Peter. Over the centuries, this sacred site evolved into a magnificent complex of Renaissance architecture, including the iconic Sistine Chapel and Papal Palace. Yet, it is not merely the grandeur of the basilica that captures intrigue. It is what lies beneath, within the Vatican Apostolic Archive, formerly known as the Vatican Secret Archive. Housing papal records spanning 1,000 years, this archive fuels endless conjecture. Historians and conspiracy theorists alike speculate on what hidden truths may lie within its hallowed chambers, concealed from the public eye. Is it a repository of benign history, or does it harbor the Church's most controversial secrets? For those on the outside, the mysteries of the Vatican endure, inspiring as many questions as the Church offers answers. The Vatican, regarded by many as one of history's most sacred institutions, safeguards centuries of spiritual and controversial legacies. Within its fortified walls, the Vatican's secret archive is a vault that guards what some believe to be the Catholic Church's darkest secrets. Yet, access to these hallowed documents is severely limited. Scholars may browse select sections, but the entirety of papal records is only accessible 70 years after the end of a pope's reign. This delay, critics argue, is designed to shield delicate information, fueling even more conjecture. The term secret archive itself is a mistranslation, with secret originating from the Latin word for private, yet the distinction does little to dispel suspicions. With over 50 miles of shelving, much of it unexplored, these archives undoubtedly contain materials the Vatican would rather keep hidden. Many believe that these documents preserve secrets ranging from political entanglements to possible alliances that challenge the Church's public narrative. The Vatican's involvement in World War II is among its most controversial chapters. The pontiff during this era, Pope Pius XII, walked a delicate line of neutrality amidst fascist Italy, officially refraining from aligning with either Axis or Allied forces. Despite this stance, critics have accused Pius XII of sympathizing with the Nazis. Conjecture persists about how deeply Vatican officials may have aided Nazi leaders, both during and after the war, facilitating their escape through covert channels. Dubbed by some as Hitler's Pope, Pope Pius XII has faced harsh scrutiny for his alleged indifference toward the Holocaust. Rumors allege that he ignored mounting evidence of Nazi atrocities and may have even held anti-Semitic views himself. Although access to the full documentation remains restricted, these suspicions continue to haunt the Vatican's legacy, casting a shadow over its reputation and fueling questions that demand answers. New evidence from Catholic archives, including records outside the Vatican, casts further shadows on the Church's role during and after World War II. Investigations into these archives, such as those in the Santa Maria dell'Anima, the Austrian church closely associated with the Vatican, have revealed troubling correspondence from key figures of the Nazi regime. Among the most unsettling is the link to Bishop Alois Hudal, an Austrian nationalist and Vatican affiliate known for his sympathies toward Nazism. Letters uncovered from Franz Stangl, infamous as the commandant of Treblinka extermination camp, where nearly 850,000 lives were claimed, illustrate Stangl's plea for sanctuary. Hudal, it appears, provided direct assistance, allegedly issuing Red Cross passports that allowed these fugitives to escape across the Alps and eventually to Argentina, a notorious safe haven for exiled Nazis. While this evidence undeniably incriminates Bishop Hudal, it stops short of proving official Vatican endorsement of these actions. The allegations, however, underscore a persistent theory that the Vatican, or at least certain influential figures within its network, may have supported Nazi escapes post-war. This supposed alliance is often explained by a common anti-communist sentiment. For some in the Catholic Church, Nazism represented a counterforce to communism, seen as a severe ideological threat to Catholic values and influence. Despite the lack of direct proof implicating the Vatican itself, the Church's entanglement with individuals sympathetic to the Nazi cause complicates its historical narrative. These revelations continue to raise uncomfortable questions about the motives and affiliations of Vatican officials during one of history's most harrowing periods. While the Vatican's relationship with Nazi Germany remains a matter of deep controversy, the extent of Pope Pius XII's involvement has been a focal point for historians. Some contend that he may have quietly opposed and undermined the Nazi regime from within, despite his neutral public stance during the war. Situated at the heart of fascist Italy under Mussolini's regime and his alliance with Hitler, the Vatican faced intense pressure. This precarious position, many argue, led Pope Pius XII to carefully navigate his actions to protect Vatican City and its people, even as he walked a diplomatic tightrope between the Axis and Allied forces. Pope Pius XII's wartime actions reveal a complex narrative. Critics label him Hitler's Pope, accusing him of turning a blind eye to the atrocities of the Holocaust. Yet, there is evidence suggesting he supported Allied efforts, particularly in providing covert relief for Jews and other persecuted groups. The Vatican reportedly sheltered Jewish families and resistance members within its walls, including hiding refugees in the Vatican itself and the historic Castel Gandolfo, the Pope's summer residence. This dual narrative extends to certain Vatican officials like Bishop Alois Hudal, labeled the swastika bishop for his open support of Nazism and suspected assistance to fleeing Nazis after the war. But Hudal's actions appear to be more individual than institutional. In fact, some within the Vatican distance themselves from Hudal's views, highlighting internal divisions on how to handle Nazi relations. The Catholic Church has recently opened previously restricted archives from Pius XII's papacy, seeking to dispel myths and uncover facts. As researchers sift through these files, a more comprehensive understanding of the Vatican's World War II-era role may finally come to light, aiming to bring clarity to this complex and often controversial chapter of its history. In a surprising move, Pope Francis announced the early release of Pope Pius XII's wartime archives, accelerating access by 9 years. This unprecedented decision grants historians new insight into the Vatican's actions and decisions during World War II, a period fraught with moral and political challenges. Researchers now have the opportunity to study documents that may either substantiate or refute allegations of Vatican complicity, or even indifference toward Nazi Germany's crimes. While thorough analysis of these records could take years, the hope is that this release will finally shed light on the Vatican's role and stance during one of history's darkest chapters. Yet, World War II-era controversies form just one part of the Vatican's enigmatic legacy. As one of the most powerful and secretive institutions globally, the Vatican holds influence far beyond its physical boundaries, inspiring countless conspiracy theories and speculations. Some argue that beyond spiritual guidance, the Church has, for centuries, guarded secrets that might rewrite history as we know it. The Vatican's extensive archives, rumored to contain sensitive documents and ancient relics, continue to intrigue both historians and conspiracy theorists alike. Financial dealings have been another source of enduring intrigue. Historian and author John Dickey, known for his research on the Vatican, notes that despite its small size, Vatican City wields vast cultural, spiritual, and financial power. Financial scandals over the years have raised questions about the Vatican Bank's activities, as rumors of opaque dealings and questionable alliances suggest a more complex financial structure than meets the eye. The smallest sovereign state in the world commands an outsized influence, one that shapes the narrative and mystery surrounding its past and present. The Vatican Bank, officially known as the Institute for the Works of Religion, IOR, lies at the heart of the Vatican's substantial financial influence. Established during World War II by Pope Pius XII, the bank operates as a private institution situated within the Vatican walls, directly accountable to the Pope himself. Unlike conventional banks, the Vatican Bank doesn't offer services like loans or mortgages. Instead, its purpose is to manage and distribute funds for religious and charitable endeavors worldwide, a mission publicly acknowledged by the Church. However, the Vatican Bank's opaque financial practices have fueled persistent speculation about its actual wealth, with recent estimates suggesting it holds assets exceeding $5 billion. This significant wealth, combined with limited transparency, has led to suspicions of corruption and alleged mafia ties over the years. Due to limited access to its archives, these claims remain largely unproven, but they have generated a plethora of conspiracies. Italy's political landscape, known for its intrigue, conspiratorial outlook, and mafia connections, only adds to the Vatican Bank's mysterious image. Italian culture has long harbored a fascination with conspiracy theories, often assuming corruption lies beneath surface narratives. In the case of the Vatican Bank, these assumptions fuel ongoing speculations, adding yet another layer of mystery to this ancient institution. In 1978, Pope John Paul I, aged 65, died suddenly just 33 days into his papacy. Officially, the Vatican reported his death as due to cardiac arrest, but this event has fueled a multitude of conspiracy theories, many linking his death to the Vatican Bank. Pope John Paul I had expressed strong intentions to reform the Vatican, including the notoriously secretive Vatican Bank. This bank, founded during World War II by Pope Pius XII, had accumulated significant wealth, some of which was reportedly connected to corrupt dealings. Conspiracy theories claim that his sudden death was orchestrated by those who opposed his reform efforts and feared exposure of illicit financial relationships between the Vatican Bank, Banco Ambrosiano, and even the Mafia. These theories inspired the storyline of The Godfather Part 3, where a new pope, aiming to root out corruption within the Vatican, dies mysteriously. Some believe the film may bear a closer resemblance to real events than previously thought, suggesting that Pope John Paul I's death was part of a larger scheme involving the Mafia and key Vatican officials. One prominent theory asserts that Archbishop Paul Marcinkus, then head of the Vatican Bank, was complicit in silencing the Pope. David Yallop's best-selling book, In God's Name, implicated Marcinkus heavily in the alleged conspiracy. Adding weight to this claim, in 2019, Anthony Raimondo, a cousin of Marcinkus and nephew of Mafia boss Lucky Luciano, confessed to helping poison Pope John Paul I with cyanide to prevent him from exposing $1 billion Vatican Bank financial scam. These remarkable claims highlight the secrecy and the depth of speculation surrounding the Vatican's financial dealings, adding an eerie mystery to the short-lived papacy of Pope John Paul I. The Vatican strongly denies any involvement in the alleged murder of Pope John Paul I, who died suddenly just 33 days into his papacy in 1978. However, questions about his death remain, and some wonder if his private papers hold new evidence. Unfortunately, the Vatican only opens the secret archives of each pope 70 years after their reign, meaning definitive answers may not be available until 2048. Historian John Dickey highlights the allure of the Vatican's secret archive, describing it as a dream for any researcher. However, access to these documents remains tightly restricted, further fueling conspiracy theories about the Vatican's financial and political dealings. Only 4 years after Pope John Paul I's death, many of the same individuals allegedly implicated in his suspected murder were connected to another infamous death, that of Italian banker Roberto Calvi, dubbed God's Banker due to his close ties with the Vatican. In 1982, Calvi, head of Banco Ambrosiano, was found hanging under Blackfriars Bridge in London, a death initially ruled as suicide. Calvi's story is rich in intrigue, featuring political corruption, financial scandals, mafia involvement, and Vatican connections. His body was discovered with bricks in his pockets, an unsettling detail that has led many to suspect foul play rather than suicide. The mysterious death of Calvi, combined with his association with Vatican finances, remains one of Italy's most captivating conspiracy theories. The circumstances surrounding Roberto Calvi's death raise significant questions, especially given the lack of physical evidence supporting the suicide theory. Investigators noted that Calvi's body bore no scuff marks or brick dust, suggesting he hadn't climbed the bridge himself. Moreover, the timing of his discovery implied that a boat could have easily facilitated his hanging, leading to speculation about foul play. One theory posits that Calvi was caught in a dangerous intersection between the Vatican Bank and the Mafia, potentially becoming a target in a failed financial deal. His connections to both entities fueled speculation that he might have been murdered to prevent him from revealing compromising secrets. Historically, the Mafia has been the prime suspect in Calvi's death, but suspicions about Vatican involvement have lingered. The Banco Ambrosiano, of which Calvi was head, had financial ties to the Vatican Bank, complicating the narrative and leading to sensational headlines linking his death to dirty Vatican financing. Despite extensive investigations, no one has been convicted for Calvi's murder, although 5 alleged Mafia members were tried and acquitted. The enduring mystery surrounding his death raises questions about whether he was silenced to protect secrets, and if so, who orchestrated the act. Calvi was murdered rather than committing suicide. While a murder trial failed to convict anyone, it was widely accepted across court levels that Calvi's death was likely a homicide. Importantly, the courts acknowledged the credibility of claims that Calvi laundered Mafia money, revealing that significant sums, around $1 billion USD, went missing from Banco Ambrosiano before his death. This financial loss may have prompted local crime bosses to take drastic action to reclaim their money, further entangling Calvi in a web of criminal conspiracy. The connection between the Vatican and Banco Ambrosiano has long been tainted by allegations of illicit financial transactions, leading to questions about the circumstances surrounding Roberto Calvi's murder. Given the mysterious nature of his death, many speculate about who orchestrated the act. The motives behind Calvi's killing remain unclear, but some theorists suggest he might have been involved in the conspiracy to assassinate Pope John Paul I. It's possible that the same individuals who sought to eliminate the Pope turned their attention to Calvi as investigations into his dealings intensified. Just prior to his death, Calvi reportedly attempted to blackmail influential figures connected to his bank's illegal activities, hoping to secure the funds needed to cover its debts. Calvi's murder was linked to his blackmail attempts. Desperate to salvage his financial empire, Calvi allegedly threatened anyone with potentially damaging information, including high-ranking members of the Vatican, such as the American head of the Vatican Bank, Archbishop Paul Marcinkus. Calvi even wrote threatening letters to the Pope, indicating the gravity of his situation. The Italian courts uncovered substantial laundering of Mafia money through Banco Ambrosiano and the Vatican Bank, raising critical questions about whether the Vatican Bank was aware of these operations. While the Vatican has never formally acknowledged wrongdoing, it did pay over $200 million to creditors of Banco Ambrosiano, a move interpreted as an acknowledgement of its moral involvement in the scandal. This complicated relationship between organized crime, banking, and the Vatican continues to fuel speculation and intrigue surrounding Calvi's untimely death. The mystery of Roberto Calvi's death is compounded by the disappearance of a significant amount of money, raising questions about where it went and who was involved in its misappropriation. It's claimed that the Mafia, eager to secure their own interests, provided much of the financing for these efforts. This relationship was characterized by a pragmatic flexibility. Some Mafia leaders were even known to be devout Catholics, blurring the lines between morality and strategy in the fight against communism. Roberto Calvi, aware of the intricate and potentially incriminating connections between the Vatican, the Mafia, and political interests, allegedly threatened to expose numerous secrets about Banco Ambrosiano in the letters he wrote shortly before his death. This leads to speculation about whether powerful entities, the Mafia, church hierarchy, and political figures, might have had motives to silence him, to prevent the revelation of these truths. The subsequent investigation into Calvi's death has been criticized for its inefficiency and the apparent reluctance of authorities to pursue certain leads, suggesting that powerful forces may have interfered with the inquiry to protect their interests. To this day, the case remains officially unsolved, with many believing that vital evidence could be hidden within the Vatican's secret archives. As time passes, the hope remains that these documents could one day illuminate the truth behind Calvi's murder and the broader implications of Vatican involvement in international political maneuvers. The Vatican's archives are shrouded in mystery, leading to speculation that they may reveal the Church's involvement in various unconventional practices, including its interest in astronomy. One notable example is the state-of-the-art astronomical observatory located in Arizona, which is operated by the Vatican. This development may come as a surprise to many, as the notion of the Catholic Church engaging in scientific endeavors seems counterintuitive, especially in a world where religion and science are often viewed as oppositional forces. There are even rumors suggesting that the Vatican is scanning the cosmos for extraterrestrial life, fueling curiosity and intrigue among both believers and skeptics. However, the reality is that the Vatican has a long-standing history of astronomical pursuits, dating back centuries. The Church's engagement with astronomy began in earnest in the 16th century when Pope Gregory XIII commissioned the construction of the Gregorian Tower at the Vatican. This initiative aimed to enhance the accuracy of the Church calendar, which was essential for determining key dates, including the timing of Easter. The Church's reliance on a liturgical calendar inherently required a deep understanding of celestial movements, underscoring the historical connection between the Vatican and the study of the heavens. The dichotomy between religion and science is a construct that has evolved over time. Contrary to popular belief, this opposition does not reflect the historical reality of the Church's relationship with scientific inquiry. The Vatican's engagement with astronomy is deeply rooted in its need to maintain a calendar based on the movements of celestial bodies, a necessity that has been integral to its operations for centuries. In the 1990s, the Vatican Observatory underwent a significant transition, moving its primary operations from Rome to the United States. The shift was necessitated by the increasing light pollution in Rome, which hampered astronomical observations. Consequently, the Vatican established a state-of-the-art observatory in Arizona, a location conducive to clearer skies and more effective stargazing. Interestingly, the observatory's telescope has been playfully nicknamed Lucifer, an acronym derived from its official name, which is much longer and more complex. This choice of name suggests a lighter side of the Vatican, hinting that the Church is not only serious about its scientific pursuits, but also willing to embrace a bit of humor. By naming its telescope Lucifer, the Vatican seems to challenge the stigma often associated with the name, like using it as a point of connection between ancient celestial observation and modern scientific inquiry. This blend of tradition and innovation reflects the ongoing evolution of the Church's role in the realms of both faith and science. The establishment of a highly advanced telescope on Mount Graham in Arizona by the Vatican has sparked a mix of intrigue and skepticism among both believers and conspiracy theorists. Some question the rationale behind such a significant investment in astronomical equipment, particularly given that the Church has historically maintained a solid grasp on the religious calendar and its celestial calculations. This raises the possibility of a hidden agenda behind the Vatican Observatory's operations. Could it be that the Church is not merely interested in studying the stars, but is perhaps searching for extraterrestrial life? The notion that the Vatican is looking for aliens is provocative, especially considering the Catholic Church's long-standing assertion that Earth is the only planet inhabited by life. However, conspiracy theorists suggest that the telescope's primary purpose might not be purely scientific. They speculate that the Vatican's interest in Mount Graham is closely tied to the search for UFOs and incoming unidentified flying objects. Josh Peck, an author who champions this controversial perspective, claims that Mount Graham is one of the Vatican's biggest secrets. He posits that the Church harbors beliefs about the second coming of Jesus Christ being tied to extraterrestrial encounters, suggesting that the Vatican may even anticipate a return of Christ in the form of an alien being. If such beliefs are held within the Church, one might wonder if they would indeed use the telescope to try to make contact with this figure before his return. Peck's assertions provoke a deeper examination of the relationship between faith and the cosmos. The idea that the Vatican could view the potential arrival of an alien entity as a herald of a divine event is both astonishing and unsettling. However, it is essential to note that these claims are largely speculative and not officially endorsed by the Catholic Church. The Jesuit priests who operate the Vatican Observatory maintain that their work is grounded in traditional scientific inquiry rather than any esoteric beliefs about alien life. But the intersection of religion and science is not a new concept. Rather, it has been a long-standing element of the Church's history. While conspiracy theories abound, the Vatican Observatory represents a commitment to exploring the universe's mysteries, suggesting that the Church is not solely fixated on the spiritual realm, but is also invested in understanding the physical universe. This dual focus on both the divine and the scientific may indeed reveal the Vatican's broader aspirations and its attempts to reconcile faith with the advancing frontiers of scientific knowledge. Ultimately, whether through the lens of a telescope or the pages of Scripture, the quest for understanding remains a profound journey for the Vatican and for humanity as a whole. The Vatican Observatory's role in astronomical research extends beyond mere theological interests, incorporating essential studies that have real-world implications, such as tracking potentially hazardous asteroids. Should a threatening asteroid be detected, its predicted trajectory can be analyzed from the telescope control room, providing critical information about when and where it might impact Earth and the potential damage it could cause. The importance of this research cannot be overstated, as historical events like the asteroid believed to have led to the extinction of the dinosaurs remind us of the catastrophic consequences such celestial bodies can inflict. Although it might seem unexpected for Vatican astronomers to engage in this type of research, the observatory is highly regarded across various fields of study. Vatican Observatory's significant contributions to understanding galactic centers. Some galaxies exhibit unusual activity, often attributed to the presence of black holes, while others appear less active despite having similar structural characteristics. This leads to intriguing questions about what distinguishes these galaxies and what processes are at play within them. The observatory's surveys and research help illuminate these mysteries, contributing valuable insights to the broader understanding of the universe. While the Vatican Observatory has made notable advancements in the field of astronomy, it's important to acknowledge that these contributions, though impactful, have not yet reached the level of groundbreaking discoveries that would garner a Nobel Prize. However, the observatory has certainly enriched our knowledge of the cosmos over the years, exploring a range of subjects that deepen our understanding of galactic dynamics. Despite these scientific achievements, skepticism remains prevalent. Many people refuse to accept the notion that the Vatican's involvement in astronomy is purely for academic purposes. Instead, some suggest that the Church's official research projects serve as a facade, concealing ulterior motives that may align more closely with its historical and theological interests. This perspective feeds into the narrative that the Vatican could be harboring secrets about extraterrestrial life or other mystical aspects of the universe, complicating the public perception of its scientific endeavors. The tension between faith and science continues to be a point of contention, and the Vatican Observatory stands at this intersection. The Church's involvement in astronomical research raises important questions about the nature of belief and knowledge. Are these efforts genuinely aimed at expanding scientific understanding, or do they mask deeper agendas that intertwine with the Church's spiritual missions? Ultimately, the ongoing research at the Vatican Observatory, including its work on asteroids and galactic phenomena, embodies a complex relationship between religion and science, reflecting both a commitment to exploration and an enduring quest for understanding the universe's mysteries. The dialogue surrounding the observatory illustrates how intertwined our pursuits of faith and knowledge can be, as both are deeply human endeavors aiming to uncover the truth about our existence and the cosmos. As scientists continue their observations, the world watches closely, intrigued by the potential revelations that may emerge from this unique intersection of science and spirituality. The Vatican Observatory's official purpose is to monitor near-Earth objects, observe the development of galaxies, and track the movement of stars, much like other astronomical observatories. However, this official narrative has led to speculation among conspiracy theorists who argue that the Catholic Church may actually be using the telescope to search for extraterrestrial life. The notion that the Church would be interested in the potential for life beyond Earth raises fascinating questions about how such discoveries could impact its religious beliefs and traditions. While there is indeed a general interest in the possibility of extraterrestrial life among astronomers, including those at the Vatican, it is important to note that there are currently no specific projects aimed at detecting life on other planets. Furthermore, the telescope at the Vatican is not particularly well suited for exoplanet detection or life-hunting endeavors. It lacks the advanced capabilities of other observatories dedicated to these pursuits. Despite these clarifications, some conspiracy theorists maintain that the Vatican's research on asteroids, specifically its efforts to identify potential collisions with Earth, is merely a cover for more secretive investigations. This ongoing debate only adds to the intrigue surrounding the Vatican Observatory. After all, it is undeniably unusual for a religious institution to operate a telescope, especially one designed for deep space observation focused on identifying potentially life-threatening celestial bodies. Such a role seems at odds with the Church's traditional responsibilities, prompting many to question the true intentions behind this endeavor. Historically, the Catholic Church has played a significant role in the advancement of scientific knowledge, a fact that often goes unacknowledged. For instance, the Jesuit priest Georges Lemaitre was the first to propose the Big Bang theory, illustrating that there need not be a conflict between scientific inquiry and religious faith. In this context, the existence of a Vatican telescope does not necessarily imply a search for extraterrestrial beings or an effort to engage with them. Rather, it signifies the Church's commitment to furthering scientific exploration and understanding. Father Sequoia, who heads the Vatican's asteroid detection program, has publicly dismissed claims that he is covertly searching for alien spacecraft. He emphasizes the lack of photographic or other evidence supporting the existence of such phenomena. This highlights a broader point. The ongoing interplay between faith and science does not have to be framed as an opposition. Instead, both realms can coexist, each addressing fundamental questions about existence, science focusing on the how, and religion contemplating the why. As the Vatican Observatory continues its work, the questions surrounding its operations will likely persist. Are they genuinely dedicated to the advancement of scientific knowledge, or are they harboring secrets that intertwine with humanity's long-standing fascination with the cosmos? The observatory stands as a testament to the complex relationship between religion and science, a relationship that continues to evolve as new discoveries and theories emerge. The pursuit of knowledge, whether about asteroids or the possibility of life beyond Earth, remains a deeply human endeavor, one that reflects our innate curiosity and desire to understand our place in the universe. The discussion surrounding the existence of extraterrestrial life often hinges on tangible evidence, such as photographs. As one commentator highlights, many individuals claim to have witnessed unidentified flying objects, UFOs, but fail to produce definitive photographic proof. This lack of credible visual evidence leads to skepticism, as belief in such phenomena typically requires substantial corroboration. Until someone provides concrete images of UFOs, skepticism remains prevalent in the discourse about extraterrestrial encounters. Despite this, Father Kekoa acknowledges the possibility of life existing on other planets. He emphasizes that while there is currently no scientific proof, the vastness of the universe and the number of known planets suggest that life could exist beyond Earth. This stance aligns with the Catholic Church's perspective, which recognizes the potential for extraterrestrial life. Chris Impey, a longtime astronomer at the University of Arizona, echoes this sentiment. He notes that Vatican astronomers share a viewpoint similar to that of the broader scientific community regarding the likelihood of extraterrestrial life. They consider it plausible that not only could life exist elsewhere in the universe, but some of it may even possess intelligence that rivals or surpasses humanity. This perspective was further explored at a recent global conference hosted by the Vatican, where scholars from various scientific disciplines gathered to discuss the possibility of life beyond our solar system. Interestingly, this dialogue about extraterrestrial life does not conflict with religious philosophy. The Catholic Church perceives the exploration of life's existence in the universe as an integral part of understanding humanity's role within God's broader plan. Should evidence of extraterrestrial life emerge, it would not be viewed as a challenge to faith, but rather as a potential affirmation of the divine's complexity and grandeur. The idea is that such a revelation could reinforce the notion that God encompasses more than humanity has traditionally envisioned. Estimates suggest there may be between 10 and 15 billion Earth-like planets within the Milky Way galaxy alone, providing ample opportunities for life to thrive elsewhere. Moreover, these planets could have had billions of years to develop and evolve lifelong before Earth came into existence. This expansive view of the universe invites intriguing questions about life, existence, and the nature of the divine, fostering a continued exploration of what it means to be part of a potentially populated cosmos. The notion that intelligent, technologically advanced life exists elsewhere in the universe is not absurd. However, most astronomers believe we have yet to encounter such beings. In fact, there is a structured protocol among astronomers for responding to any potential contact with extraterrestrial intelligence. This protocol outlines the steps to take if intelligent life is discovered, including who should be informed first and whether communication should be attempted if a message is received. It also addresses how to handle any artifacts thought to be of alien origin. Regarding the Vatican Observatory, it's uncertain if the Catholic Church has a similar protocol in place for such a discovery. During a conference, the observatory's director was questioned about this topic and admitted that no specific protocol exists for responding to extraterrestrial life. Could there be undisclosed protocols regarding the Church's response to intelligent alien encounters? Speculation abounds about the contents of the Vatican's secret archives, which are believed to hold documents that could significantly alter our understanding of theology. The secrecy surrounding these archives has led to theories that they may contain information about the Church's alleged interests in extraterrestrial matters, as well as answers to various controversies and scandals throughout Vatican history. A call for transparency echoes within these discussions, as some advocate for whistleblowers to reveal truths about the Vatican's hidden secrets. The early opening of the Vatican's wartime archives may shed light on claims of the Church's collaboration with the Nazis during World War II, prompting historians to investigate these allegations thoroughly. Furthermore, as the archival materials related to Pope John Paul I will not be accessible until 2048, there is hope that these documents might be released sooner, providing clarity on long-standing mysteries. While the archives could hold sensational revelations, it is also possible that the information contained within them is far less dramatic than the conspiracy theories that have emerged over time. Ultimately, the quest for truth surrounding these archives continues to intrigue scholars and the public alike, as they seek to uncover the secrets of one of the world's most enigmatic institutions. The Vatican Observatory stands at a controversial crossroads where faith collides with the unfathomable mysteries of the cosmos. While historically significant figures within the Catholic Church, like Jesuit priest George Lemaitre, have championed scientific progress, contemporary skepticism remains rife. Critics argue that the Church's involvement in astronomy might be a facade for deeper, more sinister motivations, perhaps a secretive engagement with the possibility of extraterrestrial life. This suspicion fuels narratives suggesting that the Vatican could be concealing profound truths about the universe, including hidden protocols for interacting with intelligent alien civilizations. Father Kekoa, leading the Vatican's asteroid detection program, acknowledges the potential for life beyond Earth, reflecting a broader acceptance within the scientific community. Yet, the absence of concrete evidence keeps skepticism alive. The ongoing dialogue surrounding extraterrestrial life, far from being a mere academic exercise, threatens to unravel established beliefs, challenging humanity's understanding of its place in the divine order. The implications of such revelations could shatter faith as we know it, offering a dark mirror to humanity's existential fears. The shadows cast by the Vatican's secret archives loom large, suggesting that hidden within their depths might lie truths capable of reshaping theology itself. The public's hunger for transparency grows ever louder as whispers of collaboration with dark historical forces swirl in the air. The vaults of history, intertwined with the allure of the unknown, call to scholars and conspiracy theorists alike, perpetuating a cycle of speculation and dread. As the Vatican Observatory grapples with the interplay of faith, science, and the ominous potential of extraterrestrial encounters, the quest for truth takes on a darker hue. The specter of hidden knowledge and the fear of what it might reveal linger ominously over the Church's scientific endeavors. The search for understanding is fraught with peril, threatening to unearth not only the secrets of the universe, but also the shadows of humanity's deepest insecurities. In this world where celestial bodies may harbor unknown intelligences, the very fabric of belief hangs precariously in the balance. Will the unveiling of these truths illuminate humanity's path or plunge it into chaos? The Vatican's hidden archives may hold answers, but the chilling possibility remains that some truths are better left buried in darkness. As the Church continues its exploration of the cosmos, the question remains: what dark revelations await us in the vast, uncharted territories beyond our world?